Hello and welcome back to Tea Leaves Programming. Today we are gaming like it's 1979. Let's continue our trek through Wizardry, the Five Ordeals, the Price of Deception. When last we met, we had mapped out this very small area of the third floor, underground, and had just received a dire warning from our frenemy, the thief, who tells us that there are many undead ahead and we should be frightened. So, we're going to go through this door, and I've turned on what's called bulldozer mode in Grid Cartographer here, so that as I take a step with the avatar, it will automatically map the walls. It'll pretend that we're walking through a hallway, essentially. So let's see how that works out for us. So we're walking here, and then we're going here. Oh, this is much nicer. And then I just have to place the doors in this case, which are there and there. Okay, well, that's not too bad. Not too shabby, as they say. Let's go through this southern door, and we're hitting an encounter. And it's just a fuzzball. I don't think these things are harmful. I don't know that I've ever even been hit by one. No trap, really? Okay. Great. I guess because fuzzballs are not very exciting. Alright, so how does this bulldozer mode work? If we're at a room, it just... Wow, this is much better. I should have been doing this for the entire time. Would have been much faster. Alright. And now we're in a hallway. Just some, hopefully not very hard dogs. Some sort of animal. So I believe we went up and then took 2 steps. Yes. 1, 2. And then over here, this is where we started. We're taking 2 steps down to the end of the hallway and turning left. 1, 2, 3. And here's our frenemy again. Move north, and there's a shortcut, but also a trap called the pit. If you camp on top of the pit, you'll keep falling in. I'm sorry, that's hilarious. I'm imagining that. Why won't the tent stay up? Okay. Head east, and you'll be in for a longer trip, but you'll be able to avoid the pit if you can use the mage spell Levitate. We can fly over the pit. My mage is not there yet. So, oh well. Let's put a door here. And north is probably where this pit is. So I'm going to put some sort of marker here for the pit. I don't know that's where the pit is, but I'm going to assume it's there. And I think we could also leave notes. There is a note-taking facility here. Why is that over there? No. What? Oh, I bet if I... Yeah, that's really weird. I don't like that. Pit somewhere around here. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and draw the walls, because I'm a drawn fool. I would like this. There we go. Oh, I see. I was in some sort of mode. Okay. And then there's a door at the end of this hallway. Likely, my guess is that the pit is actually beyond that door. But oh, and I did it again. I drew in the wrong place. Look at that. I think I thought... No, I didn't. No, I didn't. That's correct. Now I'm lost. I think I really screwed up here. Wow. What did I do? I was here. I'm completely lost. Oh, I see what happened. Oh, somehow I lost this wall. And I also lost this wall. I really don't know what I did to the map here to screw it up so badly. I also lost this wall. Right. Then we're here. Then we went south by 2. 1, 2, 3. All the warnings about the pit. 1, 2, 3. And so I did mess this up completely and utterly. I think that goes there. Okay. And then this door is also over here. Okay. Much better. Right. No, I messed it up again. That is open. Okay. One, two, three. And then a fourth one. Make sure I'm facing the right way when I evaluate this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And there is a door. First of all, there are walls here. And a door here. I think part of what's confusing me is this bulldozer mode is drawing walls sometimes and then not drawing them other times. And so I'm left, for example, with this wall to the north here that isn't really here yet, right? But I see it on the map and then I get confused. 1, 2. If you can keep it straight in your head, then it's fine. And so we're getting close to where that pit might have been, right? Right, that's looking south. This is here. So I'm going to reiterate my suspicion. I think the pit is actually behind this door. I mean, it would kind of not make... Would they have put it there? They might have. Anyway, I'm going to go through the other door out of an abundance of caution. And then once I levitate, I'll come back and confirm whether the pit is just in this hallway or not. So back down this hallway and through this door where we have an encounter with an ogre. Parfaits have layers. Pretty tough ogre. Spend a spell on him. Terror, AC increase. Darkness. Alright, let's try that. And he's dead. Wasted spell. Oh well. We got a helm. That's nice. So we have an oblong room. So if there's no exits from this room, then that suggests... Okay, so here's an example of where I screwed up. I know why this is doing this. Can I undo? I can. Right. So if we go to the terrain... No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I thought that if I used a brush shape that was smaller than the whole area, that would affect this bulldozer mode. But it does not seem to. All right, I'm going to turn off bulldozer mode for now. We'll draw this wall. All right, I'm going to leave. I'll put bulldozer mode back on as I move my avatar back over here. So clearly I was wrong about the pit being beyond this door. It's got to be in this hallway that I just bypassed. Again, in the nature of a tutorial. Okay, and we're going to step forward again. All right, we're in a large space here, so I'm going to navigate very carefully. And let's see if we can bulldoze this into shape. If we're careful, we're going to west. And now let's go to south. And there's a wall here. Up ahead is the magic seal room. The one ahead may be easy, but the ones in the labyrinth are filled with traps. All right, so what the game is telling you here is about areas where magic is restricted, and it's telling you point blank that although your magic is restricted, that is not true of the enemies you are facing. And it's teaching me something that I never knew, which is that torches and potions can be used. It doesn't say anything about spells, scrolls. You won't need to cast a spell, a magic loophole of sorts. Prepare to fail often. Great. In the magic seal room, there's a magic seal lifting room. Make sure you lift it when you find it. Okay. We're going to go one west. And right there, it took the wall down. We're going to go one south. Please lift after use. Here's a door. Okay, and we see up here in the upper left that little effect icon. If we camp here, it tells us spells and magic items restricted. Oh. And my magic seal is still... The magic seal is still active. That's not really what I wanted. I assumed that was associated with the place. I see. By going into the room, I turned it on. So we need to find another room. South, east, east. And I just made those go away. And this is probably the magic seal lifting room. Right here. Place a door. Magic seal lifting room. Okay. And now the magic seal has gone away. If we camp, we see there are no magical effects. Nice of them to give me an area to try this where there is no... God, this bulldozer mode really is something else. Where there are no monsters attacking. And we can go ahead and annotate the map with these two things. Not that we'll ever be back here, but I like to be thorough. All right, so here we are at the intersection. We're going to turn west. We're going to go 1, 2. And that, of course, is going to delete those. And there is nothing here. Oh, an encounter. How nice. So it actually does, this bulldozer mode does work out well when you're just kind of walking through a hallway that you haven't encountered before. 1, 2. But when it gets to the walls where you've drawn them manually, it seems to carve them out, which is kind of annoying. Okay, and then it's going to do the same thing here probably. Yep. So I don't know that it's actually saving me any time. Right. One, two, three, and then here is this locked door, which we're going to open. So now we have a shortcut back to the staircase, which is nice. Okay, and we're going to step on all these squares. 1, 2, 3. Ah, and there's a pit. So let me place that pit down. I guess it's an open pit. Oh, it's a covered pit because I couldn't see it when I stepped into it. It does not look like I took a huge amount of damage. So that's good. 1, 2, 3. was a door to the north. I want to finish, actually connect up another pit. Seems unfair. Nope, not there. There. One, two, three. And I've already been to the south, which is that way, assuming no turntables or anything like that. We're going to go one to the north, and there's another pit. How are my guys doing here? Well, they're not taking a lot of damage, but it's not zero either. I'm going to mark all these pits. 1, 2, 3. To the east. 1, 2, 3. We'll go fourth. 4. And then south. 1, 2, 3. And there's a wall here. Right. Feels like the pits are following some sort of pattern. Only taking 1 or 2 hit points per pit, so 1 south. Okay, and I think that's this area mostly mapped out. There's going to be a pit right there, isn't there? No? I think I wanted to get to this door, following this path to avoid the pits. It's funny, I lucked into that path first, almost. Do I need to heal anyone? Nah. What could go wrong? Two and a door. Or floors certain places where time and space is distorted, we call this a warp. Teleporters is not going to be good. All right, so they're pointing out that sometimes the warps are just meant to confuse you as a trap, but then other times they are the way to get access to a secret area. Ah, and now, finally, on the 3rd level of the dungeon, they're calling this a trap. I don't know that I'd call it a trap. They're introducing this idea of loops, that you're going to walk off the edge of a dungeon and end up on the other edge. The other edge. For both warps and loops, it will be hard to return where you came from. Right, so this is different than what I was talking about with the edges being connected. This is where the edge of a dungeon is connected to a different edge, and it doesn't necessarily connect back. If you plan to go on ahead, make sure you have enough MP and items on you. Well, that's ominous. I think I can do this. I think I can go on. Right. All right, I'm going to go in here, and I'm allocating 15 minutes. Looking at the time, let's say 20 minutes. And if I'm not out of here in 20 minutes, then we will cut this video at a very dramatic part where we are lost in the dungeon. Let's see how it goes. And I think for this, I've been struggling with this bulldozer mode in Grid Cartographer. I'm going to turn it off and map everything manually, because I think if they're telling me there are teleport traps, that's a good sign that it could get dodgy. Okay, so I've walked through. There is a door behind me, It looks the same. It is the same. Okay, so I think in order to do this, what I'm going to have to do is, one, I need to make sure that I'm walking on every step of the dungeon, because if there's teleporters that have access to secret areas, I need to know it. Second, I'm going to have to constantly look back, because the only way to know if you've gone through a teleporter sometimes is to notice whether the dungeon changed. That all looks the same. And I'm going to use the steps function of the avatar here to note where I've been. All right. Okay. Right. Now, I don't know if we're going to get any kind of notification. I didn't mean to do that. Any kind of notification that we have warped. In the original Wizardry, when you walked on a on a turntable, you would get this you feel dizzy notification. I'm pretty sure that teleports, no, we walked through teleport in our Proving Grounds video. The only thing is if you notice the screen changing. So here I am. I'm going to walk back and just make sure everything is the same. Yeah, so far, no teleporters. So we've gone 2. Well, this room looks ominous. Oh! My protection would have been turned off, and my magic light, because we went through that. We triggered that magic, the magic seal zone. All right, well, this is a dead end, which means the teleporter's got to be in here somewhere. So let's go ahead and draw the room first. And I'm going to go counterclockwise. And we've already gone through a teleporter. So either it could be here or it could be here. I'm going to put, let's see, do we have a teleporter square? So we do have a teleport out and a teleport in. I'm going to mark both of these. Let's see if a wizard eye helps us. No, I'm confused. There's not a teleport here. The wizard eye says we are exactly where we thought we would be. I think I was misreading them. Misreading the environment. The game's got me paranoid. That was weird. Like, is that just a glitch? I'm going to do it. I'm going to spin another wizard eye. Aha, we did. Okay. So what happened here is on this square, and this is a good example of where the only way to be sure is in fact to use the wizard eye. You can try and intuit where you are, but you probably won't get there. There's a teleport out here, and then the teleport in, I believe, was 1, 2, 3 squares to the right. And just to show you the annotation in the map, while you're, so this is the in-game annotation. If you hit S, you'll go into tip mode, and you can place any of these predefined symbols. And what I have been tending to do, I don't know if this is how you're supposed to use it. I use these numbered T and Z squares, where T is a teleport out and Z is a teleport in. The numbers match. That's how you know where you've gone. Okay. So how do I... In Grid Cartographer, I think what I have to do is turn off collision and turn off the footprints. And that lets me move over here, and then I can go ahead and turn those back on. Right. And that lets us see where we are. Very clever. So they made these rooms look very similar. The only real difference is this black roof area. Right. Okay, so that's all that was. This is, again, they're giving me a tutorial, which I think is great. Legitimately love it. And we get an encounter. Weird humanoids. These are going to be undead. So the trade-off here is if I use dispel, I can conserve some spell points, but I don't get experience points for killing them. But I'm going to be cautious, so we're going to have both our priests cast dispel. Not bad. And it's actually usually worth it if you've just come through a door, because you might get equipment, as we just did, from those battles. All right, so we have a room here. And since we're in a teleporty area, I'm going to go ahead and draw that room before taking any steps, because you never know what might happen after you take a step. And let's go ahead and... I don't think I stepped on that bottom right square. Okay, we're going to go through here. And it is not an encounter. All right, I see a door with a sign on it. Always a good sign. Sorry. And this room it's a 3x2 room. See if that sign tells us something dire. Sign on the door reads "Way Out." Okay. Feels like a lie, doesn't it? I feel like they're lying to me. I really do. Let's go through the other door. So this was some sort of warp. Okay, so let me do that. And we need a warp out square. And we're going to spend another wizard eye. Sure enough, here we are. So this is the uppermost square of the dungeon, so it should be here, I believe. Right? If that's wrong, I'm sure you will tell me. Yeah, I'm proceeding very cautiously because some of the earlier, harder games have scenarios have left me traumatized. So, actually, all right. Put a door here. I'm running out of time. I said 20 minutes and we're almost at that point. I'm going to keep playing. Since we have a door marked way out, I think if I get back to there, I can call this then. Another pair of boots. One, two, and a door. Right, I think that's correct. I'm facing that way. There's a door 2 steps ahead of me, and a wall, and a door here. Is that the way out? Way out. All right. Well, since I have used up about my 20 minutes, I like the idea of stopping here. And what I can do, actually, I can just, I've pretended that you have, when I play the game, I tend to run back to town a lot to refresh on spell points, to refresh on hit points and everything. But really, you can just quit the game in the middle of the dungeon. Let's do that. And I'll show you how that works. You see change party lets you bring in a new party to start somewhere else. We're going to just choose quit. And then when we come back to the game later, which, you know, maybe I'll see you next week, we'll pick up at this point, we can go to the edge of town and just choose resume. And we end up where we are, where we were before. All right. This has been Gaming Like It's 1979. We're playing Wizardry, the 5 Ordeals. The scenario is The Price of Deception. Thanks for watching.